My timing could have been a bit better, I think.
I'm so sorry.
You've been looking for a way to tell him about us for quite a while. Now he knows.
Surprises often play better in one's mind, don't they?
This is all my fault.
Are you sure you want me to leave?
Yes.
Would you consider having this conversation a little later when you both have had a chance to calm down?
I'm perfectly calm, I assure you.
We'll be fine.
I can only imagine what you must be going through. But please, don't take it out on Maya.
He would never do that.
That's true.
Maya's been tearing herself up about this for quite some time. But you didn't just walk in on a casual encounter. And as difficult as this must be, we're all better off now that you know the truth. Call me.
You know, for a con who prides himself on reading people, I've been a bit obtuse, haven't I?
Don't you dare even blame yourself for this.
When a man's wife takes off to a different city for a family emergency that never quite ends, it should have been a pretty clear signal, I think.
I was lying to you, Ethan. I called and texted you at least once a day since I've left.
But you were always vague. That should have tipped me off.
I should have told you, and I meant to, but the moment I heard your voice, I couldn't do it.
I just wanted to surprise you. I didn't mean to put you on the spot like this.
I'm the one who did this. I am entirely at fault because I'm a coward. I had met Aaron when my aunt was in the hospital. He was a cardiologist. He started bringing me coffee and then lunch, and then one thing led to another.
Yeah, no, I got that part.
I made my decision, Ethan. I'm not gonna come back to Port Charles.
Things happen, love. I understand.
God, would you just stop being so nice? God, Lord knows I wouldn't be if the tables were turned. I treated our marriage like it was nothing.
Our marriage, such as it was, would have been annulled a long time ago if not for Edward.
The truth is, I loved being married to you. I loved the nights we spent together and our last week in Vegas. I loved the walks on the dock as we watched the ships go by. I loved even looking for an apartment that we could never agree on. You just made everything so fun.
Oh, you still take my breath away.
You were the best time I've ever had, Ethan. And that's what I mean about being a coward, because being with you, knowing that I could fall so completely in love with you, it scared me to death.
I guess being afraid of falling too deeply in love isn't the worst reason for ending a marriage, is it? I mean, it beats the hell out of irreconcilable differences or, mental cruelty, that sort of thing.
You could never be cruel to me or anyone else. God, but I should have never have agreed to stay married to you.
Why don't we agree that we shared a very enjoyable learning experience? I mean, we got married by accident after all. So it stands to reason that we would break up by accident as well. You know, there's a symmetry to it.
You're being incredibly nice about all
Can
of
we
this.
use a different word other than nice? Maybe kind or polite? Nice just sounds so tepid.
God, it would have been so easy to love you. Enjoy every day. You just take every moment to the max and take everything in stride, even now.
Unfortunately, I've got a bit of husband walking in karma coming my way.
Yeah, I imagine you do. And it's a perfect example of how different we are. I am not wired for adventure. I get plenty of that life or death experiences in the hospital. I can't walk a tightrope in my personal life. I need the earth under my feet.
I know, and I understand.
I'm so sorry I didn't tell you. I couldn't let you go.
Well, I will take that as a compliment.
I haven't even asked how things are going with you.
Oh no, I'm good. I just got back from Atlantic City, where I won big and had a great time.
Well, why did you go to Atlantic City? Aren't you and your father still running the Haunted Star?
Well, Luke's on hiatus, and I needed a break, so we closed down the Star for a little while.
Are you sure everything's okay?
Better than ever. Yeah, I'm great. I'm just finally starting to learn what it means to be part of a family.
Speaking of family, I still have to find a way to break this to Edward. I feel so horrible about the money. You're not going to get your $500,000 because we didn't stay married for a year.
I don't care about the money. I was only holding out for it because I thought you needed it. I'm sure Edward would have found a way to cheat us out of it anyway.
God, Ethan, would you just yell at me and tell me that I'm a liar and a manipulator?
No, because you're none of those things. All right. We had a great time, but every party has to end.
It's just not fair.
Years from now, when you're accepting the Nobel Prize for medicine, no one will be cheering louder than me.
I'll be sure not to let you down.
You could never do that. And for the record, you were the most fun I ever had, too. And that's saying something.
What happened? If it's okay for me to ask.
I'm not sure, to be honest. But I'm reasonably certain that I just got my heart broken, or came as close as I ever want to that particular experience.
Did you and Maya fight?
It was all very civilized. Maya has found someone new. The doctor. All right, pardon me. A cardiologist. He seems nice.
You met him?
Briefly, yes, one could say.
Did I just miss something?
In all fairness, he's much more appropriate for Maya than I ever was or ever will be. She's not coming back to Port Charles, so it's definitely over.
And she couldn't be bothered to tell you that before you went to see her?
She was a little slow on the details, I'll admit.
How could Maya do that to you, especially after what's going on with Luke?
I couldn't tell her. No, she felt terrible about how things had ended up, and, I didn't want to leave her feeling guilty.
You're too generous.
No, Maya and I, we never made a serious commitment, I I never earned the right to pour my heart out to her.
Must be hard.
I've got no one to blame but myself. You know, I never told her that I was starting to fall for her, you know? I never told her that I was actually envisioning a future with us. I couldn't risk it, you know? I never put myself out on the line like that.
I'm sorry things ended this way.
No, consider me a cautionary tale. You know, if you ever find real love, don't wait too long to play your cards, because God knows once it passes you by, it's not gonna come back. I hate messy, emotional scenes where people are yelling and saying things they'll soon regret. I've had way too much of that with my own family as of late. I don't need to go seeking it out.
You and Maya argue?
Let's just say I didn't want to come off like a jealous idiot.
Maya's the idiot. I mean, how could she choose some boring doctor over you?
You know, it's all for the best in the end, really, truly. I mean, Maya and I are way too different. It never would have lasted, you know, our lives are going in opposite directions, and it's just better to get out now before there's too much damage done.
Maya really hurt you, Ethan. You can't hide that from me.
You know who's gonna be really hurt? Edward. Oh, poor old man. He thought he'd bought his way into Maya's life. He thought he'd found a bright young hope for the Quartermains. It's just actually terrifying if you really think about it. But, you know, whatever. It's over. It's over. The only thing left to do is now sweep the ashes under the rug and move on.
How are you going to do that?
Fly to the Dominican Republic and get a divorce.